All right, welcome back to another game of AIG Basketball. My name is Brian Hafferkamp. I'm the designer and creator of this game. And in this game, we are going to celebrate the completion of the 1970 to present day, 2025 seasons. I've fully completed those player cards. So we are ready to go to start releasing this game in bunches, I think is how I'm going to do it. But we'll have seasons ready to go. I'll probably start in the 70s and 80s and then begin working my way up through the 90s. It is going to be on the table in this game, the 1992 Finals Game 1. This will be Portland at Chicago, and Chicago taking home their second championship in a row. It would be number 2 of the first 3. And in this one, it was a good series, but Chicago overwhelmed Portland 4-2 to win in 6 games. So we're going to have, you can see our starting 5 here for Portland. It's Porter, Drexler, Kersey, Williams, and Duckworth. And for the Bulls, it's Armstrong, Jordan, Pippen, Horace Grant, and Bill Cartwright. I've got all my subs over here. They're ready to go. Got my clock here, and I've got my stats over here. I'm just going to keep basic points, not even misses and makes. Just write down who makes the points. I'm going to play with 4d6 dice. You can technically play this game with probably 2. 3 would be helpful. 4 is even more helpful. So I'm going to roll the first one. That's going to determine excuse me, who gets the ball. And I'll just mark who is supposed to be shooting the ball. And then we'll have these 2 dice together, added together, is going to be what we compare here. And this will be our defense die. So whether it's a make or a miss, the defense die can tell us whether there's a foul or whether there's a fast break or whatever. So we'll get this one going. It might take me a minute to get back into this, but we got our score over here. We'll keep a running score. And the first thing we need to do is to tip off. And so the easy way to do that is 1 to 3 goes to the visitors, 4 to 6 goes to the home team. So the tip goes to Portland. And we've got our time on the clock, 12 minutes. And we're going to do 20 possessions. We'll follow this basic substitution rotation here that's part of, this is sort of your main chart for the game. But the basic substitution pattern here, 1 to 20, you're going to have the starters playing. 21 to 35, you're going to have some bench and some starters playing, or I guess some bench and some reserves playing. And then 36 to 40, you're going to have the starters back into the game. So we'll try to mix in those players as we go along, and I'll try to keep track of fouls. So if we need to make any substitutions for fouls, we can do that as well. So let's get this one started. It is Portland ball. It will be Jerome Kersey taking the ball. A 7 is going to be a miss, and a 5 on a miss is going to be a rebound battle. So we got to see who that battle is among. It's among the 4s. So we got an 8 and a 6, and the red is going to be Portland and black is going to be for the Bulls. So we have a 10 to a 9, and that rebound battle is won by Horace Grant. Horace Grant is going to take the shot on the offensive end. A 7 is a miss. 4 is another rebound battle. That'll be between the 1s. And so I'm going to mess that up because they're both red and black. 8 to a 6. So it's Terry Porter who wins the defensive battle. We're at 11 and a half minutes. Porter is going to take the shot. A 4 is going to be up and in, and a 2 on a make is nothing. So Terry Porter with the bucket gives Portland a 2-0 lead. It'll be Bill Cartwright with the shot for the Bulls, and an 8 is going to be a miss. 3 is just a straight up miss. And come back the other way, Clyde the Glide. 4, and a 6. So on a make, a 6 is an opportunity for the defense to change the play. So he's being guarded by MJ. MJ's defense is a 6. So if we roll this and it's 6 or less, then it'll be a miss. If it's 7 or greater, which it is, that'll be a make for Clyde the Glide. So 4-0 quickly. Jordan hasn't touched the ball yet. Grant with another shot. An 8 is a miss, and on a 4, that's a rebound battle. That'll go to anybody that we choose. So let's go to our highest defensive players, Williams and Grant. We got a 9 and a 13. So that's going to be an offensive board. We'll stay here, right? Offensive rebound. BJ Armstrong with the shot. And a 5 is going to be up and in. 4 is nothing for the defensive roles. So 2-point bucket for BJ. It's now 4-2. Buck Williams with the shot for Portland. 3 is less than 5, so that's going to be a bucket. And a 5 on a make is nothing. 10:40 left in the first quarter. It's 6-2. Whole Grant again. And a 9 will be a miss. And that's just a straight up miss. So Kevin Duckworth takes his first shot. 7 will be a miss. A 4 is going to be a rebound battle. That goes to the 5s. So that's going to be he and Cartwright going at it. An 8 to a 4 is an offensive board for Duckworth. We'll keep the time there. They kick it out to Porter. Porter with a 4 is going to be another bucket, and he's got 4 points in the game. 8-2 is our score with 10 minutes left in the first. Bill Cartwright, we're going to pass out of that and get it to Armstrong. Jordan still conspicuously absent here. 6 on a make is, again, we have to roll to see if there's a defensive stop here. A 3 would be a stop. There's no stop on the play. So BJ Armstrong with all the points for the Bulls so far. 6 we get to choose, so let's put it in Drexler's hands. 5, sorry, that was a 4. So a 5 with a 6, another opportunity for Jordan to affect the play. A 6 or less, he will, and he does not. So Clyde the Glide with a contested shot over Jordan. And right now, early in this game, Portland taking it to the Bulls. The Bulls beat them by like 20 in this game. We got a 5, that's going to be a Cartwright. We're going to pass out of that. Okay, let's get it to MJ. Let him get his feet wet here. A 3 is going to be a bucket, but there's a chance for Drexler to change the direction of the play. He can't. And Jordan with his first 2 of the game. It's now Portland 10, Chicago 6. Terry Porter with another shot. A 12 is going to be a missed 3-pointer. And a 4 is going to be a rebound battle. To the 3s. So Kersey and Pippen. An 11 to a 13. Pippen with the long rebound. And the Bulls going back the other way. Horace Grant with the shot. A 9 is a miss. And it'll be Buck Williams. Did get many shots, so we'll give him a shot here. He's going to miss. And on a miss, a 6 means a fast break. So we're going to go with, who is it on the fast break? It is the power forward on the fast break. So that's Horace Grant getting out and running. And a 7. I'm sorry, we just rolled the 1, right? So we roll the die here, a 3. So that's going to be Horace Grant with the dunk on the fast break as the Bulls get out and run a little bit. So Ho Grant with 2. And it'll be Clyde Drexler to the plate. To the plate. I've been playing a lot of baseball here lately. Drexler with the miss. That's going to go back the other way to the Bulls. BJ Armstrong with another shot. He's got 4 points already. Excuse me, he's going to miss this one, but it does go to a rebound battle between the threes. And that'll be a 13 to a 9. So defensive board goes to Jerome Kersey. 7:40 left in the first quarter. Buck Williams, another shot at it. 10, that's going to be a miss. Just a straight up 2-point miss. No 3-pointer there. But there will be a foul before the shot. So we'll stay here. And that foul is going to be on Horace Grant. I told you I'd keep the fouls. So first foul of the game. First for Horace Grant. First team foul. I don't know if I rolled that or not, but Clyde Drexler. A 7 to Drexler is going to be up and in. A 5 is no defensive stoppage. So Drexler now with 6. And it is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so that's correct. We are right. Let's do that check every once in a while. BJ Armstrong, the dice not kind to either Pippen or Jordan so far. I have to just pass it around a little bit, get it to him. 7's going to be a miss straight up for BJ Armstrong. Come back the other way. Let's get a Buck Williams hands to Jerome Kersey. 7's going to be a miss and a rebound battle. Between anybody we want, let's give it to these 4s. That'll be a 13 to an 11. So defensive board to Horace Grant. Action continues. It'll be MJ with the shot. 7 is going to be up and in, and he gets fouled. So he's fouled by Clyde Drexler. And it will be 1 shot for Michael. So he gets the 2 plus 7 is less than the free throw. So 3-point play. And the Bulls pull within 1. So 2 plus 1. And we'll continue for just a moment. This is the 19th possession, so typically at 20 possessions start taking starters out. And you know, let's just go ahead and do that. Let me put you on hold here for a second. I'll switch out the players. Right, so we got the switch over here. It'll be Pack, Ainge, Robinson, Ala Abdenabi, and Mark Bryant for the Portland Trailblazers. For the Bulls, it's Paxson, Bob Hansen, Cliff Levingston, Stacey King, and Will Perdue. So we got everybody on the floor. I believe it is Portland ball. That's who we'll go with. So Robert Pack, dynamic point guard, and he is going to miss. A 5 on a miss is a rebound battle. That goes to anybody we want. So let's have it between. I always like to get it to the bigs. So let's see. To the 2 big men. It'll be Will Perdue coming down with the ball on the defensive board. 6:20 left in the first quarter. 3 will be to Cliff Levingston. Not a lot of great offensive options on the floor, so I don't expect a lot out of these pairings. That's going to be a straight up miss for Cliff Levingston. Mark Bryant, big man down low. He is also going to miss, and that'll be just straight up. Bulls back the other way. We can choose who we want to give it to. Let's give it to Paxson. Let's see if he can put one up and in. 7 is going to be a miss, but that'll lead to a rebound battle between Ainge and Bob Hansen. So a 4 to an 8, and so that's going to be an offensive board. We'll stay here. 6, let's get it to Will Perdue down low. And a 3 is going to be up and in, but there's a chance for Mark Bryant, if he has a 2, to affect the shot. He does not. So Will Perdue puts in a bucket. And that's going to take us to 5.5 minutes left in the first quarter. This will be Clifford Robinson. He of the headband crowd. Remember, his headbands were famous for Cliff Robinson, small forward. Coming off the bench, 26 minutes a game. I mean, he got in for sure. 8 is going to be a miss, and that leads to another rebound battle. This time between the ones. That's a 5 to a 6, so Paxson comes down with the board. 5:15 left in the quarter, and Paxson gets the ball again. He's as good an option as any, and he is going to miss. Robert Pack is going to pass the ball, and he passes, gets back to himself one more time. It is Mark Bryant who has to take a shot with the clock running down, and an 8 is going to be a miss. A miss with a 6 is going to lead to a fast break. So let's see for the Bulls what happens on this fast break. It'll be the 3. It's Cliff Livingston with a 4, which is a layup. So Cliff Livingston gets out on the fast break and puts it in for 2. 4:20 left in this one. It'll be Ala Abdelnaby. I believe he was a Dookie. He played for Duke, Abdelnaby. Part of those early Duke teams like 90, 91. I believe that's right. 6 is going to be a miss either way. That leads to another fast break for the Bulls. And out on the break is going to be Will Perdue with a 5. 5 is going to be a blocked shot. So let's see who blocks that shot. It is Ala Abdelnaby getting out on the break, blocking the shot from Will Perdue. And back the other way, he's going to get a shot, so they reward him. 9 is going to be a miss, but he does get fouled on the play by Stacey King. King with his first foul. Second team foul for the Bulls. Not a lot of fouls in this one so far. 3:20 left. Let's actually go ahead and sub back in. We're sort of at our sub in times again for the starter, so let's do that. All right, we got our subs in. It is Portland's basketball. After the foul, we got mass substitution, so we're back into our starters. So it'll be Clyde Drexler taking the shot. 6 is going to be up and in, but a chance for MJ to affect the shot. And 8 is not going to do it. So Clyde the Glide gets to the rim with a contested shot. He's got an 8 here in the first quarter. And at the 3-minute TV timeout, it is 15-14. Chicago over Portland. We got a 3. 3 is Pippen. Pippen not taking too many shots so far. 5 is going to be up and in, and a 3 is nothing anyone can do about it. So Pippen with his first bucket of the game makes it 17-14. Portland with the ball. Buck Williams. Shot down low is going to be up and in, possibly. Horace Grant is an 8, so 8 or less, he affects the shot, and he does. A 4, I can't remember what a 4 is. 4 is, I think it's a block shot. So we're got a block shot from Horace Grant, and that block is going to lead to the Bulls having the ball. So the defense does come into play. If you have a good defender, he can keep the other team from making baskets. Grant on the other end of the floor. So they reward him. Doubles usually is a 3-pointer. He doesn't have any 3s, so that's just going to be a 2-point shot. And Horace Grant with 4 points. 19-14 as the Bulls starting to pull away a little bit here at the end of the quarter. Terry Porter, let's see if he can get a bucket. He does not. A 6 is going to lead to a fast break again. So we'll do these 2. And it will be 4, so that is Horace Grant. And 2 is a missed layup. So tough shot there as they miss a layup on the fast break. Buck Williams coming the other way. 9 is a miss, and a 4 will be a rebound battle. as he goes back up for the rebound against Horace Grant. A 10 to a, that was a 6, a 10 to a 14 means that Horace Grant is going to come down with it. 120 left here in the first quarter. Let's give it to MJ. 5 is going to be up and in, and 2 more for Jordan. He's got 2, 4, 7 points here in the first quarter. Jerome Kersey. Kersey is going to miss. That is looks like a missed 3-point shot, and we got a 5. That'll be a rebound battle between Duckworth and Cartwright. So Cartwright with a 9, Duckworth with a 5. Cartwright comes down with the defensive board. 40 seconds left in this one, just a couple of possessions. MJ with the ball in his hands. An 8 is going to be up and in, and a 2 is nothing. So Jordan now with 9 points here in the first quarter. And 23, just like his number. Clyde Drexler gets the last shot of the quarter for Portland. A 7 is going to be up and in. So Clyde the Glide matching Jordan. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 points for Clyde. And at the end of 1, our score is 23-16. A little bit of a low scoring quarter there for Portland, as Duckworth and Williams taking maybe a few too many shots. So we gotta try to get the ball into the scorer's hands. That's going to lift all boats. Let's try to play out another quarter and see if we can get through the half. I don't have a ton of time this morning, but we'll move on to the second quarter. So Drexler made the last shot, so it'll be Bulls basketball starting the second quarter. And let's get into this one. MJ is going to get the first shot of the quarter. 7 is going to be up and in. 2 is nothing. So Jordan now with 11 points for the game. This will be basketball going to Portland. Drexler with the shot. That's going to be a miss. That'll lead to a rebound battle. And that is between anybody we want. So let's give it to the big men. Get them back involved. A 3 and a 3. 7 to a 6. So Cartwright gets out-muscled for the rebound. And Duckworth is going to go right back up with it. A 5 is going to be up and in, and 2 is nothing. So Duckworth with the offensive board and the putback. Nice. His first bucket of the game. 1, BJ Armstrong. He's going to miss on that. That goes to another rebound battle, this time between the 4s. It'll be a 12 to a 9, so that's an offensive board to Horace Grant. BJ Armstrong, he'll pass out of that. Gets it to Bill Cartwright. Cartwright with a look down low. He's going to miss. Another rebound battle, this time between he and Duckworth. And a 7 to a 6, and Duckworth is going to come down with the board. 11:15 left in the second quarter. We've got Buck Williams with the ball. Let's pass out of that, see if we can get that too. There we go. So Terry Porter going to take a shot. A 9, though, is going to be a miss for Porter. His offense is only a 6. We got a 6 here. That leads to a fast break for the Bulls. And on the break, it's MJ with the layup and the foul. Youch. So MJ with the bucket. And he goes to the line for 1 shot. And that shot is up and in. So he is fouled by Clyde Drexler. That's Drexler's second foul. First of the second quarter. But Jordan with a 2+1, and let's get a substitution here for them. Danny Ainge comes in off the bench. Coach says, hey, Jordan's your guy. It's all right. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. So it should be 28. Okay. So a 6, we can get the ball to anybody we want. Let's go throw it out to Terry Porter. And a 4 is going to be a potential bucket. BJ Armstrong has to roll a 2, and he doesn't. So Terry Porter with the contested shot, he's got 6 in this one. And that's a big blow if Clyde Drexler has to come out of the game. He's basically their offense. If they lose Porter too, that would be terrible. MJ with a double, that's going to be a 3-pointer, but opportunity for Danny Ainge to contest the shot. He cannot contest the shot, and so that's a rare 3 for Michael, but he does hit on the 3-pointer. And the Bulls have a 31-20 lead in this one. Buck Williams with the ball. 7 is going to be a miss. 5, a rebound battle. This will go to the bigs. And a 5 to a 7. So Kevin Duckworth with the offensive board. Doing the work. Buck Williams again. He goes back up to it. 5 is going to be a bucket. So persistence pays off for Buck Williams. And he gets Portland within 9. 3, this is Scotty. Scotty a little bit forgotten here. 10 is going to be a missed 3-pointer. And on the 2, there's a foul. So before the shot, there's a foul on Jerome Kersey. There's Kersey, there he is. Second team foul. And it's BJ Armstrong taking his shot. That's going to be a miss. 9:40 left in the quarter. Portland ball. Danny Ainge, decent 3-point shooter. 5 is going to be a miss, and on a miss, that's a foul. So no shot on the play. Foul on MJ. MJ can't believe they called a foul on him. He's pleading his case, but to no avail. 9 minutes and 20 seconds left. It is Kevin Duckworth down low. He's going to miss. This will lead to a rebound battle between Kersey and Pippen. Pippen with an 11, Kersey with a 10. Out rebounds the big man. Kersey was stacked and loaded, man. He was strong. Scottie Pippen comes back the other way. He'll get a shot. That's a 3-point attempt. And that is going to be up and in for Scottie Pippen with the 3-ball. Stretches the lead out to 12 for the Bulls. 8:45 left here in the first quarter. Terry Porter getting the ball. He says, stand back, boys. Give me the rock. And he can't do anything with it. So that leads to a fast break on the miss. That'll be anybody we want. Let's give it to MJ. 4 is going to be a layup. And Jordan with another bucket. Pushes the lead to 36-22. And 8:15 left in the quarter. We got a 6. Let's get it to Terry Porter. Porter the best option here, but he misses. He gets fouled on the play, though. So that'll be a first foul on BJ Armstrong. Second foul in the quarter. And we'll run it back. Jerome Kersey gets the shot. That's going to be a miss. That'll lead to another fast break from the Bulls. It will be 5. So that's Bill Cartwright with the turnover on the fast break. So he gets the ball, but he can't hold on to it. And Cartwright turns the ball over. So no harm, no foul there. Kevin Duckworth on the offensive side. A 6 is going to be a miss, but he gets fouled. So that will be 2 free throws. He's fouled by Bill Cartwright. You can see the game moves along really quickly. Once you kind of get used to what the defense roles are, and you know, I have it right here in front of me, so that's easier to see. Duckworth with 2 free throws. He needs an 8 or less. That's 1 make, 1 miss. Been a while since Portland scored, so he puts in 1 and a miss. 7 minutes left in the quarter, and we're going to Pippen. How about that? Pippen with a 7. A 5 is going to be a make for Scotty, and a lot of offense here for the Bulls. Scotty now has 7 here in the first half. We're in the second quarter. It's 38-23. Bulls over the Trailblazers. Let's get it to the right guy. And a 9 is going to be another miss. And another fast break for the Bulls as they are out and running. It'll be BJ Armstrong with a dunk. We're going to give him a layup. I don't think he did too much dunking back in the day. So he gets the layup to push the lead to 23-40. 40-23, I guess. And BJ Armstrong with 6 points here in the first quarter. We're going to take a timeout, and they got to get Drexler back in the game. So the Bulls are going to sub in their substitutions. And let's see here. You can see it's, so I'm showing you this time, but it's not so difficult to get them in the game. Do this mostly for statistical purposes, just to make sure players are getting in their right amount. So let's do Craig Hodges for Bob Hansen and Scotty Williams for Will Purdue. So we'll put Stacey King at the 5. And we'll put Scott Williams at the 3. Livingston will go to the power forward, the 4. And Craig Hodges at the 2 with Paxson running the point. So we have a couple of these guys here. So Scott Williams and Craig Hodges, they're, about 10 minutes a game, so they only really need to be in probably one turn per half or so, one turn per quarter. Not a lot. Let's get Robert Pack back in the game. So you're just seeing how the sausage is made here. Robert Pack, let's get Cliff Robinson back in. Not losing a lot of offense there. They have Eli Ennis-Watley and Wayne Cooper. I don't think it's time for that, so let's hold them off. I'm being a little bit of the coach here. All right, so substitutions in. We have 6 minutes left in the quarter, or in the half, I guess, and it is Clyde Drexler with the ball. An 11 for Drexler, but he does get fouled, so that's going to be 2 shots for him. He's 10 or less for free throws. Oh, he rattles that one in, and he makes them both. So Drexler, they desperately need him to be the guy. And coming back the other way, that was a foul on Craig Hodges. So first foul of the game for him. 4 team fouls. So the next team foul, they'll be in the bonus. Come back the other way, we got a 6. Who do we want to take it? Let's give it to Stacey King down low. See if he can make one. A 6 is going to be a miss for Stacey King. And back the other way comes Portland. Portland could get on a little bit of a heater here before the end of the half and maybe get themselves into the game. They're down 15. 7 is going to be a miss, but a 2 is a foul before the shot. So 5:15 left in the quarter. Ala Abdelnaby taking the shot. A 1 to 4 is a make. Sorry, a 2 or a 4. 2, 3, or 4, I guess. 6 is going to be a miss, and a 5 is a rebound battle. Let's give that rebound battle to the 3s. That seems like our best one. Scott Williams is a 5. Robinson is a 10, so Robinson comes down with the offensive board. Let's let him go right back up for the shot. A 12 is going to be a miss. On a 1 or a 0, it's no three-pointer. So he misses on the putback. That's going to lead to a Bulls fast break. 5 is going to be Stacey King on the break with a layup and a foul. Ouch. That is a killer. So 2 plus 1. King is a 9 for his free throw, so he misses that free throw. Just a bucket there. No three-point play. And that'll lead to a play here. This is Drexler with the ball in his hands. A 5 is going to be good. Chance for Craig Hodges to make a defensive play, but very small chance, and he doesn't. So Drexler with the contested 2-pointer going down the lane lays it up. And it's now a 15-point lead for the Bulls. Who do we give it to? Let's give it to Johnny Paxson. Taking a shot from the outside. He's going to miss. And rebound to Portland. Mark Bryant down low. The big man taking on Stacey King. The double that's up in the end. So Mark Bryant with a bucket. His first 2 of the game. Off the bench. And Bulls basketball. Cliff Livingston. Livingston is going to miss with a 7, a 6. That's going to lead to a fast break for Portland. So the fast break is a 5. It's Ala Abdelnaby with a block shot. Youch. As he gets his stuff thrown on the fast break. 3 minutes left. And it's probably a good time to get our starters all back into the game. So rather than put you through making the changes, I'm going to put this on hold. We'll come back with those changes. All right, changes in. We got 3 minutes left here in the first half. It is Bulls 42, Portland 29. Tough first half for the Portland Trailblazers, but we got all of our starters back in. That last play was a block out of bounds for against Ala Abdelnaby. So we'll go ahead and stay here with Portland with the ball. Portland with the ball trailing, and they get it to Terry Porter. Porter with a 7 is going to be a miss. That's going to lead to a rebound battle as he goes right back up with BJ Armstrong as they fight for it, a 4 to a 4, and we are going to have a jump ball. So between these two guys, it will be a 3 to an 8. So Terry Porter wins the jump ball, and that will be Portland basketball. Jerome Kersey, let's go ahead and pass it. Let's see if we can get to the man. We do. Clyde Drexler, they need high quality shots at this point. Drexler with a bucket as he puts it in. 31-42. That's one of the things you can do. You can pass 2 times on the third guy that gets it, he's got to shoot it. So you can try to get it around to your best players that way. You can just decide and call a play like out of a timeout or a dead ball. You can call a play and get it right to the player. You don't have to roll the dice. So there's a few like little strategic things you can do. It's your game. You can just decide who shoots the ball in every single play if you want to. Jordan, of course, needs a touch. He needs more touches. So a 7 is going to be a bucket, and there's nothing that anyone in the world can do at this point in Jordan's career. So back the other way, Terry Porter with the shot. 4 is going to be a triple, and a 4 is bang. 1, 2, 3. Terry Porter with the 3 from the top of the key. And that will be a 3 for him. He's got 9 points here in the first half. 1:40 left in the half. And Jordan is going to take the ball again. A 3 is up and in as Jordan gets to the rim and puts it in for 2. Porter again, why not? Has he got the hot hand? We'll see. 9, that's going to be a miss, but he does get fouled. So a miss on a 2-pointer is going to be a couple of shots here. 7 is good, so he puts in both free throws. 1 minute left as Porter now with 11 points in the first half. And we'll do our halftime totals. I don't have any time to play the second half, but we'll do the halftime totals. Horace Grant is going to get a good look here. He's got a 7. That's going to be a miss, but he does get fouled before the shot. So let's re-roll it. Let's get it to Scotty this time. Scotty from the top of the key. Bang. He's got a 3-pointer as well. And he gets fouled. So a chance for a 4-point play. Foul on Buck Williams. The old rare 4-point play. 3rd team foul for Portland. And the 3 plus 1, he misses. So just a 3-point shot there for Scotty. And coming back the other way is Portland, who dodged a 1-point bullet there. We are going to pass the ball around. They only have 1 possession left, really. Kersey. And they finally get it into the hands of Clyde Drexler. They're down by 13. They need Drexler to hit one. He does hit one. and that is a little 2-point jump shot over MJ and Clyde Drexler with the bucket. I'd say the old man, but really these two are almost the same age. We got one more shot here, and this will be the Bulls at the end of the game. We're going to call a timeout, and out of the timeout, of course, we're going to put it in MJ's hands with time running down. 20 seconds left in this one. So I call a play for Jordan. It's an 8. That's going to be a 3-pointer fired up and missed, but he does. He gets fouled before the shot, so we're not going to end that on that play. It'll be Horace Grant who gets the last second shot. A 12 is going to be a miss. That's a missed 3-pointer, as he just has to fire one up at the end of the half. Excuse me, man. He has to fire one up at the end of the half. And that's going to take us to halftime. Tough quarter for Portland. They're down by 11. Kind of a defensive quarter here for both of these teams. I'm going to have to do a better job of getting more good shots into the good shooters' hands. This is a time and period when it was tough sledding. I think the Bulls won this one like 120 to 180. It was something like that. It was ridiculously lopsided. So the score not totally out of place here. And we'll see if both teams can heat up. Let me go through and pick up the stats here, and I'll let you know how things went. All right, so here in the first half, the score is 49-38 for the Portland Trailblazers. 11 points for Terry Porter. I don't know if you can see that or not, but 11 points for Porter. 18, I believe. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. 18 for Clyde Drexler. A little bit of foul trouble there. He sat out for a bit, but he has mostly produced in this one. Buck Williams with 4 points, 3 points for Kevin Duckworth, and Bryant off the bench with 2. More balanced scoring over here for the Bulls, 6 points for Armstrong. Jordan with 23 in the first half, and you see the bulk of his scoring here in the second quarter. 7 points for Pippen, 4 for Grant. 2 points off the bench for Stacey King, and 2 for Purdue. So that's where we stand in this one. And 49-38 is the score. I got to go for this morning, but just to give you a little taste of AIG Basketball. If you have not tried this game, you're missing out. So go to the Clark and Addison Gaming website. It's clarkandaddisongaming.com. Right on the front page is going to be AIG Basketball under the new. Actually, I put a new little section right at the top. So you don't have any excuse not to see it. It's right at the top of the page. And you can see the big logo there, AIG Basketball. And go and click on that button. Go to the free download. It doesn't cost you anything to download it, to download the beta. And the beta has 3 seasons, 1970, 71, 72, 85, 86, and 2007, 2008. So whatever your flavor is, however old you are, whatever guys you want to play, we've got those set up in the beta, and you can play the beta with the new rules. And this sheet here is really all you need to be able to do that. We're not assigning stats, or I'm not assigning stats for this game, but you can easily assign assists, rebounds, blocks, and steals. And then it gives you this basic substitution pattern based off of how many minutes per game each player is playing. So you can easily play out a game. The cards come. These are my extras here. So you can see some of these guys. We got Sacramento, Mitch Richmond, Lionel Simmons. We have a lot of Phoenix Suns here. Seth Sabalos, Mark West, Kurt Rambis, and then the Cavs, who were really good back then. Mark Price, Doherty, Larry Nance. You remember those guys. Craig Elo. You remember those guys from back then, and a few Charlotte Hornets here. So they come 9 to a page, I believe, maybe 12. 12 to a page. So 12 players on a page, and they'll fit 3 across times 4. And so you just cut those out. as you need them. If you don't need everybody or want to play with everybody, if you don't want to use substitutions, don't worry about it. Just cut out the starters. The first 5 are the ones who it's sorted by minutes played. So you can look at their games played here and see, you can pretty much see who are starters and who are not. Even if they get in 1 or 2 games and they played, 29 minutes a game, you can see how many games they got into. So really easy to discern who's who. And it comes with a clock. This clock looks like this. So it's a clock timer here. Also, there's a little bit of a, just like we have the basic substitution rotation, there's a little reminder here too. So based on minutes played, when you should take them out of the game or put them into the game, I guess, however you want to think about it. So they should play about 10 minutes. They should play about 6.5 minutes. They should play about 5 minutes, and they should play about 3 minutes if they're at a 10. So that's per quarter. So just kind of getting a substitution. So 3 minutes would be basically 1 line here. So kind of thinking through that way. So your guys with 20 minutes should be playing like 1.5 of these. Your guys with 30 minutes should be playing 2 to 2.5. Your guys with 40 minutes should be playing 3 of these lines. So you just kind of think through it that way. And you can keep track of everything here. The yellow are TV timeouts. So those are, and we don't have anything for the clutch yet. Maybe one day we'll add in something for the clutch. We'll see. And then it also comes with this nice score sheet. So the score sheet keeps track of everything. You've got room for plenty of shots here. You can see Jordan hasn't even gotten to the halfway point yet. Neither is Drexler. I haven't kept track of all the shots though, so he would definitely be on line number 2 with the shots, but he hasn't missed very much, and neither is Drexler. We got a place for assists and rebounds, fouls, turnovers, steals, and blocks. You can put their position here as well. Should be plenty of space here for, I think it's 15. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 men on here. I don't know if this is the updated one. I thought I had space for 15. I'll have to go back and double check that. You can keep the score there. I like this nice little app here for keeping a running score. You can find several of these online, but basically you just go in and you can just change everything and change the team name and the colors and stuff like that. So cool little app, and basically you just touch it, and it goes and does what it does. I like to play with 4 dice. 1 to determine who the player is that's going to get the ball. I like to do that first so I can see who's going to get the ball. I like to use 2 team colored dice as much as possible, but you don't have to have team colored dice. But I use those to designate, do they make the shot on offense? Do they affect the shot on defense? That kind of thing. On a fast break, I use the die for the team, along with the die for the person. And then for this 4th die, that is for defense. So on this chart here, you can see that there's a column for a defensive make. So if the shot is made, there's a chance for a foul, and there's also a chance for a defensive roll. The defensive roll is when there's a 6, and on a made shot, the defense has an opportunity, if you roll the defensive number or less, to be able to cause a missed shot. So a little bit of a defensive play in there. You can match up players as you want to. If you wanted to put Horace Grant on a Duckworth or something like that, you just wanted to make sure that you put a good defender on another player. Most of these matchups are pretty good. But you got good defensive players here, so they can affect the shot. And on a missed shot, then you can get a foul. These are shooting fouls. These are a non-shooting foul on a missed basket. 3 is nothing, and then a 4 and a 5 you can enter into a rebound battle, which lets you just kind of decide based off you roll the dice. That's why I like to have team colors, so it makes it easier to just kind of put one in one place. And then you add these 2 numbers together, so the defense plus the roll, high man gets it. If it's a tie, like we had a tie over here, then you do a jump ball, which is the same process. You just find the two players, you roll, you give them their die, a 5 and a 5. And if it's a jump ball and it's a tie, you can either say that was a bad toss by the referee and so we need to jump it again, or you can just use a homebrew rule like home team always gets a tie on a jump ball, something like that. That's clearly covered in the game guide, which also comes with everything. So I like to use those two dice that way. I like to use the defense die. I would suggest at least having these three. But you could roll the defense die first, put a marker down, and then roll it again with the 3. You can get away technically with just 2 dice, where you just roll 1, you decide who the player is, then you roll the 2, and then you roll a defense, but it just gets a little wearisome with the rolling. More dice you add, the fewer rolls you have to actually do, and so that's super helpful. And you can move these players in and out as you want to. You can have all their sort of baseline statistics down here, so you can just check those stats out and see if they're matching everything. Jordan, 30 points a game. He's at 23 right now. Obviously, Jordan in the playoffs is very different than Jordan in the regular season. And so, and then on a fast break, you would just use this column over here with the player who takes the shot. So you roll 1 d6 for the shot. You roll 1 d6 for what happens on the fast break. It could be the same d6, doesn't matter. But I like to use just the team dice, whatever team it is, with the player die. That makes it a little bit easier for me. So that is AIG Basketball. Super fast, super easy. You should be able to knock out a game in less than 2 hours. I would say if you really get into the flow of it, and if you're not keeping every single stat, you're kind of playing it like I am. Even if you're not even keeping their individual points per in the game. If you're just doing this and rolling, I don't know, you're probably at like 20 minutes a quarter, something like that. So it doesn't take very long to play the game once you get into the flow. And that was the point of AIG Basketball, was to create a game that didn't stop the flow, but allowed players to easily keep all the stats if they wanted to. Just realize that keeping all the stats, you're not going to play 20 minutes a quarter. It'll be more like 30 to 40 if you're keeping every individual little stat and doing everything and assigning the stats and stuff like that. So it's not a lot of more rolls or anything. It's just a little bit more time marking everything for each quarter. And depending on how much scoring you want, you can use the 40 possessions here, which is what I have. That's kind of like a good middle ground. But that's going to get you scores that are somewhere between 110 and 85, 80, something like that. If you want higher scoring, you can add another line and do 50 possessions. I tend to think that makes scoring go awry a little bit. But because some of these players have such low numbers, it doesn't really. But if you keep the shots going to the players with the higher offensive numbers, you should be able to reach your goals. If you want a quicker game, you could obviously play with only 30 possessions and make a quicker game and just play with those 30 possessions, but the scores will be a little bit lower. All right, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comments section. Again, go to clarkandaddisongaming.com, download the beta. If you do that and you play the game, God bless you. If you have any thoughts on the game, it is not in production yet. So if you have any thoughts, especially on kind of features to add or ways to riff off of these numbers, I think these numbers here are basically set. I've finished all the player cards. But if there's something about the charts, maybe that could be better or something you want to add in, just let me know. There's a quick start guide for like playing your first game. So just kind of get you up and running very quickly. And then you can download. You get 3 full seasons, so they're not just 1 or 2 teams. You get 3 full seasons with the beta, so there's no reason for you not to try it out and give it a roll. If you're looking for a quicker playing basketball game, or you're a casual fan, and you just kind of want to keep surface level like I'm doing right here, it's great for you. If you're a hardcore fan, you're going to see all the players that you love. They're going to be rated for this game, and you can get digging deep down into their statistics. This is not a simulation. So there are some things here like the offense takes in, this is not shooting percentage. So it takes into account more than just shooting percentage. It takes into account shots per game and stuff like that. It's supposed to get you to the players who are taking the shots the most. So, and the players who are scoring the most. So it's not just a straight up shooting percentage. So I don't think, that it's like a 68%. He's just supposed to be involved in the offense, taking shots at 68%, whatever 7 is out of 12, whatever that role is. So it doesn't mean that these guys are terrible shooters, because I know Buck Williams shot 55% or 58% or whatever he shot. Same thing with Kevin Duckworth. But it's about, was he a scorer? Did he score? And I think if you just play it, you'll see, okay, like the guys who are supposed to score are going to score. That's one of the hardest parts about doing solo mode for any basketball game, is making sure that the ball gets into the right hands and you not having to make all the decisions on where the ball goes, because you may not know how the ball got to the different players or anything like that. So you can just look here quickly. These two guys took the most shots. These two guys, these three, took and made the most shots on the team. So as long as your stats are coming out that way, which they will if you play it straight up and true, then I think everybody will be happy about it, because basketball is a little bit more difficult like that. All right. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, and then you will get notified of new content when it comes available. I usually put out 1 or 2 videos a week. This last week has been different because I've been playing somebody else's game. So that's been quite a few videos over the last week. But typically 1 or 2 a week is what I average. And you'll be notified in whatever way you want, either inside the app, on the website online, or by email. I think you can sign up for email alerts as well when new videos are posted, so you won't miss anything. I do basketball, baseball, football. I have a tennis game, a golf game. I have a hockey game that is in production, or in the works. They're not quite to production yet. This is the first of the AIG series, and that stands for AI generated. Basically, the initial idea came from AI, and then I have worked back and forth with the AI to create and fill out the game and go through the charts, and it's checking everything and giving me suggestions and stuff like that. So this is me working in collaboration with the AI to create a fun tabletop sports experience. So let me know what you think about that too. Is it stupid? Is AI doing a good job? Just realize AI is riding shotgun. This is not only done by the AI. This is, blood, sweat, and tears of mine as well. So, but AI is riding shotgun on this one, and pretty hard and heavy. So it has a pretty heavy hand in a lot of these things. Not the score sheet. I did all that on my own. Same with the clocks, same with the layout and stuff of the cards. That's all mine. But as far as the game mechanics and the way that it plays, that initial idea came from the AI. So that's the same thing for the golf game, the tennis game, the football, the baseball, all of those AIG games. It started with an idea from ChatGPT and has rolled into, in collaboration with me, has rolled into the games that they are today. So just a fun series to see what AI can do for us to supercharge game design. And, maybe there are new and fresh ideas. This is an idea that I have not seen before. Maybe it's very close to something that but I'm not aware. I've watched a lot of basketball simulation games, and this is pretty unique from what I've seen, and super easy to play, not difficult at all. A good entry-level game if you want to get into playing basketball. All right, I think that's it from here. Appreciate everybody's support of me over the years. We're rolling up on 3-4 years now that I've been designing games. So I went back and listened to myself from several years ago, and I look and sound much younger. So a little weird to see yourself kind of go through time online. But appreciate everybody who's bought a game, everybody who said keep going, everybody who said, keep doing what you're doing. That's been a real encouragement. It's not an easy industry to get into with the not only tabletop games, but the niche of sports games, which is obviously dominated by Strat and APBA, and very difficult to get any mind share with people. So if you see some games that are not Strat and APBA, go and support those people, support those designers, support those games. You're going up against a behemoth, both in marketing and history, and just they have more years. We have to go back and create the years that they were doing in real time. So it's a mountain to climb. But I love designing these games, and I found that I'm pretty good at it, and bringing maybe some new things to the table that people haven't done in the past, and maybe a new way of thinking about tabletop sports gaming and simulations. All right, I think that's it from here. The Bulls are ahead 49-38 at the half. This is game one of the 1992 finals, and we'll see about doing the second half. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.